Naseef, and I'm called the Shell Lady. I have a business called Barefoot on the Beach, and I have been collecting shells probably since I was 5 years old. I was born in Texas, and I used to go to the Gulf Coast all the time and picked up a lot of sand dollars and a lot of all kinds of other shells. I've always lived on the water, the West Coast and New England, and now down here. And over the years, I've picked up a lot of shells, different shells. And I used to just collect them and throw them in a jar or a glass thing and try to display them. And when I came down here, I found so many different kinds of shells that I started to see shapes in them and wanted to do sculptures out of them. And it's evolved, but these shells are all shells that are Florida shells that I've picked up on some of our beaches. And these shells, I've actually picked them up myself. So I thought I would let you see what kind of sea glass and the calories and the different scallops. A lot of them I use in my sculptures. Excuse me, the turkey wings now, down here, is what I made my Christmas tree out of. And it actually lights up, and I try to keep it in the sea. I can't think what I'm trying to say. In this, the sea was, so I use the pearls, so it looked like all of it's from the ocean. So these are the turkey wings, and it's on a cone shape. And of course the starfish. This is one of my earlier pieces when I started to see shapes. Pick up these little jingle shells on the beach. I found them, and there's a little olive shell and a little shark's tooth to make the little hummingbird. And a piece of driftwood that I found and picked up. Now I've made a lot of different things.
Hello, welcome to the gallery. Come on in. They're doing just a little demonstration. Come in and enjoy.
So I use
Hey, how are you doing?
I have
Very good. How are you?
floor to ceiling shelves at my home. I have my own little workshop. Excuse me. So these are some of the things I've made during the year. To go along with the Christmas tree, I made a Christmas train, and this took me about 5 years. I have 3 other cars that go with them, and this is all shells. Put the shells on one piece at a time, so it's probably the only thing that calms me down, the only thing I have patience with. So that's the engine, and this is the caboose. And you can come up afterwards and take a closer look and see just how they're put together. So I use a hot glue gun and an all-purpose glue to set them in, and sometimes a polymer finish. And I like it because I can take it apart if it's not quite right and start over again, which I've done a lot of times. I've made something and it's not quite right and I don't like it, and I'll make something else out of it. One of my favorites is a dragon. And this is where I started to see the different shapes in it. You can see the 2 shells that are put together. And then I add these are tusk shells, add the tusk shells here, make a little dragon claws, and add angel wings, and there you've got a dragon. I'm particularly fond of dragons. Down here, again, keeping with the ocean, made a mermaid. Some of the coral I found, some of them I did, some of it I didn't. The barnacle shells I found. And everything is shells, even the basin here are all shells. The hair is 2 shells, and she's got all the pearls. Queen of the Sea.
How long would you say it took to make that?
That one probably took about 3 weeks. Not working on it all the time. It probably take less time, but I like to work on different things at the same time, so I have different things going. Now my coral reef scene, again, This is a piece of coral that I actually got from a friend of mine.
When I'm sitting and doing that, it doesn't.
And the cowrie shell
When I'm standing and
I
walking.
picked up on Hutchinson Island. And these shells I actually bought. But I picked up the sea fans and all of these pieces that you see under here. And it's fun pawing through all the shells to see what will fit together. It's like a puzzle. And you have an idea in your head and you think of what you think you might use. And then something you look at, something else would be better. So it's kind of changing around all the time. And it's fun. And I like to do my pieces where every angle you look at it, you see something different. Now, if you look up here, I love making ships. And the base is oysters. And I found the whelk shell up on Hutchinson Island. That's the actual color of the shells, is that black-gray. And I just looked at the shell one day and saw a ship, and I would make the sails out of shells. I make tall ships and with all kinds of different sails. Now these sails I actually bought and cut to fit. Make them in all kinds of different sizes. And this, I like making masks. My theme at home is African masks. So I started looking and seeing how that would, some of them were scary. These are all shells and feathers. I incorporate a lot of feathers into my pieces. And I started making jewelry also. This is one of my pieces here. But incorporate the shells with the feathers, and I've made earrings to go with that necklace. Now there's a couple of things. The angel on a starfish, the turkey wings, and this is capiche shell for her halo, and a little heart shell. So you can see everything on her is shells. Pass that around, and I have the pearls for her dress and for her hair. And things like that.
How do you cut them? How do you cut the
I
shells?
use a Dremel. You can, I have a whole Dremel set you can sand and cut and
Shape 'em.
smooth and shape with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
it
pretty
helps.
neat.
I like to keep the actual shape of the shells if I can, and the actual color of the shells if I can, because they're so different and different colors and different shapes. I'm just fascinated by them.
Anybody?
I'm in the process of making another angel here. Now these are auger shells. The shells that are down here, they're Florida auger shells. And it's actually an auger shell under here, another shell for the head, and these scallop shells for the arms and the sleeves of the angel. And I started making her dress out of the pearls, and this is a urchin, sea urchin shell. So when I get further along, her wings will go like that, is like on the angel. Good name for an angel wings. And I like whimsical things also. This I'm doing a little owl. It's a cowrie shell and driftwood and some tusk shells. And I will be putting like little leaves out of shells on the vines. You see the little claws down there, little tusk shells. And these again are a bivalve, like a clam or something. And I just think he's hysterical. So I'm almost done with him, and I'll put the other wing on. You can really see the owl come out. So that's pretty much it. I do all kinds of things. Ballerinas. I used to dance for years, so I've done ballerinas out of shells. Sometimes if you look closely, you don't even know it's shells. You finally look at it, you realize it's all shells. fashion seashells and making sculptures. So thank you.
Very good. Thank you. You lost a tag.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
nothing's for free.
The one behind you up top. Right there. That one.
No, it's not.